How's it going, guys? This is Avollon, and welcome back to Avollon's World. Last two episodes were world tours. I hope you guys enjoyed them. They were pretty time consuming to make, going around and talking about everything I've done in this world, but I'm glad I did it because it gives you guys an overview of everything that we have in this world now. So, obviously, there's probably a few little things that I missed here and there that we'll find along the way, but for the most part, we covered everything. Now we're back here at the Ocean Monument, which is kind of different from the last time you guys seen it, and the terrain around it is different from when we last saw it back in episode 25, though we did see it in 26. So, yeah, getting kind of confused here, everything's a blur, but I started laying out the framework for the farm that we will be using. It is a design by 100% awesome. I'll leave the link to the video down below in the description if you guys want to check it out. What just made that noise? Is that the sound of fish swimming? Really? Alright. I didn't know they made a noise when they swam. But anyway, I fell. We can do that. I started laying out the groundwork for the farm, and all I gotta do is just place a whole bunch of fence gates down and then drop water down from the top, and then it should be all good to go. I gotta add in the killing chamber, which one of the things you gotta change from the video is to use campfires instead of lava. So it's 100% lossless instead of some of the drops getting burnt by the lava. So that's one thing we gotta do yet. And then all we have to do is AFK up in the sky, which prevents us then from having to do a whole bunch of caving. Because if I do that, when I start to build underwater here, drowns will just spawn like crazy. Like this dude right here. It'll be a constant wave of drowns, and it's really hard to stop drowns from spawning. So, I kind of didn't want to do a whole bunch of caving. You also see I added conduits in each corner. It's actually easier if we're out of water because they light up underwater. They're in each corner, so this entire area for a good distance I can breathe underwater. And I've got beacons, and there's another drown. Man, I'm trying to speak here, dude. But we got beacons in all four corners. Eventually, probably next episode, we'll build the structure around it. And there'll be towers or columns or something. I think they're going to be towers in my final design. The beacons will go right through the middle of them, so these will be the middle point of the towers. But you can see the beacons right down there at the bottom. They only have haste 2 because these beacons overlap somewhere in the middle. In fact, I don't even know if I get haste 2 down here in the middle. I think they only range for 50, and this is 58 blocks across. So if I stand directly in the middle here, am I going to get the effect still? Yep, okay, cool. So that's cool. So we have haste 2 everywhere then, so I don't have to worry about that. And then we have haste 2 for when we start doing this stuff outside of the monument here and building a nice underwater city. Most of the plans I still had for this place are still going to happen. It's just the location changed. The entire world changed. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to get to laying down a whole bunch of fence gates. This should be enough if my math was correct. And then I'll be back once I got some more progress to show you guys. However, one thing I want to do say is the tutorial does have this farm a lot lower down. I wanted mine here, so one, if we're standing on the platform here, you could see the guardians falling through. I thought that'd be a nice little touch, even though they probably won't spawn. Who knows, considering all the hostile mobs will probably be in the caves below. But I am going to be doing a whole bunch with rooms and decorations in the actual ocean monument here, because nothing can actually spawn in here. No other mobs except guardians, and guardians require water to spawn. So as long as there's no water in this entire box that we have here, we can do whatever we want. We don't even have to light it up. Nothing spawns in there, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of do a lot of decoration and internal bits inside of this palace type thing, is what I'm going to call it. Just for that reason. It's almost like living in a mushroom island biome, because you don't have to worry about a light level, because no mobs can spawn in here, except for in the water, which will be right in the center. If I can speak, we will have to make a storage room somewhere and a sorting system and everything, but other than that, it should be pretty fancy build. So I'm going to get to working on it, get some fence gates in place and some more walls, because we still have all the materials we gathered for this, with all the glasses down there in one of those shulker boxes. And I'll be back once I got some more progress to show you guys. Alright, so, got the 4 walls and no roofing, yep. And all of the fence gates. So all I should have to do to get this farm up and running is go ahead and place down some water and place a roof on it. And actually make a killing chamber. I should do that first, because, yeah, don't want to deal with a whole bunch of guardians after they start spawning. But what I think I might do is get the kill chamber in place. We're going to use campfires instead of lava like the tutorial recommends. I've read all the comments and it says use the campfire, so it's 100% lossless. None of the water will get to the campfire, so it'll always be ignited. And the hoppers can still suck up the items. So we gotta do that yet. I will probably just end up hooking up a couple of chests just to make sure that this farm design works, because I'm still not 100% sure this works. I haven't tested it out yet. It should. Guardian farms really haven't changed much since they've been implemented, other than the way you can make them, depending on how much work you want to do. So I'm going to do that, get the water in place, put a roof on it, and then build a temporary AFK platform up there, and probably do an overnight session, because we're going to need some prismarine, of course, to make everything fancy. And then if it works, then we can make the storage room and get everything all nice and fancified over there. Which we'll probably end up making it back here, I would say, just to make it a little bit easier. We'll make it on the back wall or something. I'm still not 100% sure what design I'm going to go with, but obviously we're going to need prismarine, and I mean, we got some, but let's first figure out if this farm works, because I don't want to build the entire thing then find out it doesn't work, and then we need to change our farm design. So I'm going to go ahead and place some water, place some blocks, get a platform in the sky, and I will be back after I have AFK'd probably overnight, and hopefully this farm works. You'll be the first to find out, because for me it might be a while, for you it'll be a couple seconds. So I'll be back once this farm is hopefully working. Alright, so got the killing chamber in place. You guys can't see the campfires, but you can probably hear them, and when we go up top you can see the smoke. Decided to place down 4 double chests just to see if it works for now. This place is a little messy at the current state of things, but once we figure out it works, then I'll make it look a little bit better. And then if we come up here, you can see all the campfires right down there, creating a whole bunch of particles. So there's nothing I can do about. But, you know, it's kind of cool. It's got all the particles in the middle of it. And I wonder if I see it from the bottom, are we going to see any particles? Nope. No particles, darn it. What if we move? Alright, so that might be a visual bug. You can't see the campfire particles from behind glass. I was checking to see if my lantern broke there. Apparently it doesn't. And you can't see the freaking smoke particles behind glass. Well, at least stained glass. That's a visual bug. Maybe it's just an Optifine thing? I don't know. I'll have to figure that one out, but it would be cool to see the smoke particles with the glass here. I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't really need this bottom layer of glass either. Kind of do, to prevent the guardians from getting out. But, yeah. I'm going to place in some water, and I'll be back once I got that accomplished. Alright, hopefully we can tell by the sound in the drops in this chest. It works. The farm is producing guardians. I haven't hooked up the AFK platform yet, but I figured I might as well check to make sure mobs can spawn before I make a platform. Actually, fish can spawn in there too. They won't fall down like the guardians will. So if I fly up, it's nighttime still, but we should get some guardians spawning. You can see a couple just spawned right there. I'm going to be AFKing at like Y150 up here, is what the video recommends. We'll have to light up the top part of our wall here, but as you can see, all of the guardians did spawn in here. A good amount of them, not too many, but we were only up there for a couple seconds, and that's at least half a dozen, if not more. So that's pretty good in my eyes. And it's working, and they're dying by the campfires. It's not the most effective way to kill them, I would say, but they do eventually die. and we just hear them flopping around in there, and we get all the drops. Conveniently enough, it's raw cod, not cooked cod, even though they're dying on a campfire. So I don't know if that's a bug, or just an oversight on Mojang's part, but you think if they were to die on a campfire... Oh no, fishy, don't do it! He's resisting the water. He fell through. Oh, this dude's gonna fall through, yep. So we're gonna get fish down there more than likely, but these dudes are just going to resist the water flow. They're just gonna chill. That's kind of funny. So if I put a roof on this thing, it's supposed to, like, increase the amount of spawning, like, 10 times the amount that it normally would. Don't understand how that makes any difference, but that's how the game code works, apparently. So I gotta place either a whole bunch of prismarine, or probably prismarine bricks are a little bit more built up, I would say. I probably don't even need that many. So I'm going to do that. I need some lighting, and I need to get a AFK platform, but I need to get the roof in so I have somewhere to place some scaffolding. And this roof is going to be above sea level, or actually, they can actually even spawn on that prismarine pillar right there. So I need to light that up. Eventually, when we get around to building it next episode, I will have a roof over top of this entire structure anyway, but just in the meantime, I'm going to place a temporary roof here, and it probably will just remain here, just because it's not going to serve any purpose to have it open and have a possibility the Guardians jump out. I don't know if they will. There's only a water source at this height. Now, I don't know if the entire thing is all water sources. I don't think it is, because that's definitely not how infinite water works. But I've seen them spawn in the middle, not just on the top. So hopefully, by placing a roof on this, we get a super efficient Guardian farm. So I'll see you back once I got an AFK platform in place. I've been saying that for 3 times now. And a roof, because we've got a working and functioning Guardian farm. Woohoo! Alright, so I got the spectator count on here so I can show you guys how good this farm is. So you can see Guardians are spawning left, right, and center. They're just sinking, they're falling into the water collection unit, and they're getting burnt to a crisp by some campfires. And we already have a good amount of drops, and this is like a handful of minutes, if that. So yeah, I put some end rods along the outside walls here so no mobs can spawn on it at night, so our rates don't drop, because this is probably like the only spot mobs can spawn besides on the beach and whatnot, which I might have to get rid of. I haven't checked that out yet. It is getting nighttime soon, so I can see if any mobs can spawn, which they should. I'm up there looking up into the sky. What am I looking at? I might want to get that checked out. I don't think that's normal. But yeah, I built a glass box here for the time being to see how well this would work, and it's working pretty darn well. It's got me thinking. I originally wanted to do an XP design, an XP farm design for this Guardian farm, but I couldn't figure it out, or I didn't have a right design. Now that I know this works, and we have room underneath here that we simply could transport these Guardians through the back, up a bubble column, and up to a big giant platform up here where we have the storage room and everything up here. It isn't exactly what I wanted to do, to have a storage room up here, but it would only make sense if we're killing them up here. And then we can make a nice fancy structure down here. We'll just have this in the sky, because obviously it's got to be functional more than pretty. But I think that's what I might do, because Guardians can give a good amount of XP, and if I can funnel them up the back here, up a freaking really long bubble column, a freaking big bubble column, really long one, all the way down there till like 50 blocks in the sky above me if I can, and then I can make them fall down and take some fall damage. I could just sweeping edge them and kill them all. So yeah, okay, so I am seeing a spider, or I did see a spider over there. So chances are mobs can spawn over here. I'm not... A squid must have just spawned? Look at this. This is insane. There's too many guardians to keep up with the amount of stuff here. I'm not seeing drops not being picked up, so that's good. But yeah, that's a little bit insane. And there's a bat. And our chest is getting filled up pretty quickly, so this is cool. I've never had a guardian farm, and now I will have unlimited supplies of prismarine. And I think I'm going to make this an XP farm. I'm going to probably just AFK overnight in that, or as long as I can until the chests fill up. Think about it over the next day or two, figure out if I really want to do an XP farm design, because it would be beneficial to have another XP farm. Because currently we only have the Enderman and skeleton spawner. So having this so close by too, our base is that away. Not too far away. It's like maybe 300 blocks, I think. Maybe 500. I'm not quite sure on the exact number, but it's pretty close by. This is going to be something that we can just fly to and back. So I think I'm going to make it an XP farm. I'm going to think on it, and I'll be back with you guys once I've got the final verdict, and hopefully once I've AFK'd overnight. One thing I do want to point out, I always find it funny, phantoms can spawn when you have a glass block above your head. Every so often. I come back from AFKing at the witch farm in the old world, and there'd just be like 10 phantoms circling me. And it's like, oh, that's cool. That's great. Fly away. So I don't know what that guy's going to do. He's just going to burn in the sunlight. But we will probably have to light up the beach at some point too. But we'll get to that at another point. Because, yeah, we're getting some pretty darn good rates without lighting anything up. So crazy rates. Crazy rates. Where's my chest? How are we doing? Alright, I'll be back with you guys in the morning once I've got a overnight session taken care of. Didn't end up doing an AFK session. I had a whole double chest filled with drops, so I was like, yeah, we definitely can get away with doing a XP farm design. So, as you can see, we've now got a guardian tower. Guardians for days. They're just pouring up through this elevator. The only thing is, I may or may not have built this in the wrong place. I originally intended to go back there, because this was going to be the front entrance, but I don't know why I decided to build it here. Didn't realize that until I was like halfway done with this tower, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go, and, you know, try to work around the opportunity that presented itself. I think it'll be cool that the main entrance has the tower that the Guardians are going to be coming up. So, I mean, it will be a nice little feature. I mean, we'll have to make a fancy tower or something out of the front of this, or I don't know. It kind of throws a wrench in what I originally intended to do for the building around it, but now I've got a new problem to solve, so, you know, I'm alright with that. So you can see all of the Guardians over here. I added water so they would stop bouncing around, and I have the strength, resistance, and regen. I reset the beacons. So all we should have to do is that. And every single hopper is pretty much full. So this will be a nice and easy way to fix our armor super quickly while getting a lot of drops. Because every single hopper is full now. So the only thing left to do is to make the storage system, which is going to be put over here and around and whatnot. So we'll probably feed... You can't do that, dude. Stop trying to fly, alright? It's illegal. We'll probably feed the hoppers up and around and make some sort of elevator, and you know, they'll come up over and around, and we'll probably have one for crystals, one for shards, and everything else I will probably dispose of. I will probably need a really super quick elevator. Not elevator. Yeah, I'll need a super quick elevator, and I'll need a super quick item disposal unit, because this is going to produce a lot of drops really quickly, especially since I'm going to be using a looting 3 sword. So these dudes just keep spawning, and it's great. I don't have to worry about my armor taking damage either, because, well, I have mending, and it's fixing it with the XP that I'm getting. So that's not a problem at all. It's a constant stream of guardians. They get caught up down there at the bottom. I did the best I could. I might have to tweak that a little bit, and I definitely want to take a look in spectator mode then when I'm up here and on the alt account, just to see exactly what's going on down there. If there's guardians getting hung up somewhere, I gotta mess around with that. But I'm gonna get the storage system in place, and I will be back once we got this entire guardian farm pretty much up and running. Then we can focus on decorating it, which will be pretty fancy. Alright, so I've been busy. As you can see, some guardians are here. You've seen that in the last clip. I'm just gonna go ahead and slay me some guardians, get a whole bunch of XP, and a whole bunch of random resources. We're gonna come out here and we're gonna take a look at what we have built. So, we have a AFK and XP farm design here, which wasn't the intention, but I made it possible. So, over here, we've got these levers that controls the, whatchamacallit things there. The iron trap door, that's what they're called. So many things in this game, I forget some things sometimes. But back here we got some dispensers that can get rid of the water, so that way when I do want to go AFK, when these guys are falling down, and of course there's no guardians to showcase it anymore. Come on, dude. Come on, I don't have all day. They're going to fall down and they're going to take some damage, so that they're not all going to be at full health, so when it gets to max entities there, it's not going to take forever to kill a guardian. They'll die a little bit quicker. And oh my, that's a lot of guardians. Wow. Alright. It's crazy seeing the farm down below when it's loaded up here and nothing else is loaded. It's just constant streams of guardians, and I've yet to actually go through to see how well this thing is holding up, but it seems to be doing pretty well. So, then if I want to do a XP farm design, or I can even kill them when they're taking fall damage, they die quicker. They just jump up and down and I might miss one. This is just so they, you know, shut up and be quiet. Because, as you can tell, when a guardian is out of water, it doesn't, yeah, you can hear that one just died. It doesn't shut up. I don't know what it does, but it's a fish out of water, so it makes sense. Over here, we've got my little AFK room. All I have to do is lock the iron doors, and I can throw some stuff in the chest if I'm feeling a little insecure about AFKing with my god armor on. Over here, we got a bubble column, and down there you can see a whole bunch of redstone for the item sorters. We can just fall down through and see all of the fancy chests and whatnot. We've got 8 units set up for the shards and 8 units set up for the crystals. 4 chests tall, so 8 times 4, that's 32. Do some quick maths on camera for once. But as you can see, we've got a good amount of crystals. Yep, these are the crystals. Shards, we got 2 double chests and almost a double chest of crystals. These are only used for sea lanterns, so we don't need as much as we do the shards, because the shards are used for the prismarine, the bricks, dark prismarine, and the sea lanterns. So we need more shards naturally. And I decided to keep some of the cod in case we ever need, you know, 8 double chests of raw cod. Just in case. You never know. Down here you can see a nice little redstone dropper, the classic design we have been using literally in every world and every build that we have done. But it's at the end of the sorting system here, so any salmon or cooked fish or even puffer fish and clownfish I think we get from this too will get auto dropped onto the cactus, because we don't want to keep those. So next episode we'll be making this place look a little bit nicer, because currently it's kind of in its, you know, rough form. It's got exposed redstone, and, you know, it's just kind of a complete mismatch of blocks, and, I mean, it looks good from certain angles, and phantoms want to kill me. If you stand in here, it looks fine. Hi, dude. How you doing? Can I hit you? No. Sometimes I can hit you. He seems bigger, too. I might have the giant phantoms data pack installed here. I have to check which data packs I have, but he seems a little bigger, if I say so myself. I think he's a little... yeah, he's definitely bigger. definitely. So anyways, I got a lot of AFKing to do because we're gonna need a lot of prismarine. Why is he down there? I'm not down there, dude. You're bad at this. You need to, go back to school and learn how to be a phantom, dude. You're getting stuck a little bit. But yeah, I've got a lot of prismarine I need to AFK for because we got a lot of decorating to do in the next couple of episodes. Thinking I'm going to dedicate two to it just to get a good amount of progress done on this place. Eventually, I'd like to turn this into an underwater city, but I haven't gotten that far in the planning process yet, so we're only going to focus on really making the ocean monument here look better and maybe a little bit of the city built up. I'm thinking a statue of the Queen of Dragons, maybe, underwater there would look pretty cool, but I have yet to plan that out. So, without further ado, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I've got a lot of AFKing to do, so, I'll be here for a while. But if you like this episode, make sure to leave a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Farewell.